you have a very specific guide that is overseeing a transformation occur in your life. Now, this is the law of exchange that I was seeing happen for you. I'm hearing when it comes to the theme of your life right now. Prepare to receive way more than you had expected. There is something that you keep checking on. Okay, there's something that you continuously keep checking on. And this is an effect that's about to take place in your life. That's what I'm seeing. It's an effect because of a conscious release. It was a conscious decision that you made to give something up, to sacrifice something. Now, to sacrifice in etymology means to make sacred, to make something sacred once again. So there is something that you've released, okay, to make room for something new that feels more soul aligned with you during this time, right? Whether this is a person, whether it's a relationship with yourself, whether it's a location, ways of moving through this construct, there is something that you've sacrificed. Now, in Hebrew, this translates to korban, and korban means that something is drawing near. Now, you have a very specific guide who's assisting you when it comes to, I'm hearing, receiving something that is drawing near. It does feel like this is coming closer and closer into your energy. But listen, the guy that I was seeing this be depicted as is like the tooth fairy. So this could be symbolic of something physical, something in the material realm, and whatever it is that you're releasing, again, that you keep checking on, is being surrendered to the unseen, right? And it's being returned by a coin, right? We all see the tooth fairy kind of theme come up where, you know, you've lost a tooth, there is something that you've released, maybe it's something that you feel like has been attached to an old identity, okay, that you've embodied, but I'm hearing you're inhabiting a new plane of existence right now, and you're putting that tooth under the pillow, okay? And there's something about you waking up in a new realm where things are not the same. There is a coin that's going to be delivered to you through the night. This is what it feels like. This could be a change, okay, or new beginning that happens overnight, something that you've been checking on throughout the day leads to a moment where things radically shift, okay, in your reality. And there is a guide, again, invisible in ways that you cannot see. And what is that quote about the tooth fairy? They're like, you know, you have to make sure that you go to sleep so that when you wake up, you know, she doesn't want to be seen. She doesn't want to be even heard. You know, this happens through the deepest realms of your subconscious. So there is something that's happening behind the veil, and you're not necessarily supposed to see the exchange take place, but the exchange will become, I'm hearing, very apparent in your reality. This is very, very interesting for you. So yeah, it's like the child's kind of first brush, right? When we talk about the inner child, when it comes to the laws of exchange, when it comes to death and rebirth, and trusting in unseen benefactors. This is the energy that I'm seeing for you, right? There could be a door that you've closed, because we even have this at the base of the deck. We're definitely going to pull some energy in regards to this, but yeah, there is something you've kind of surrendered, and the teachings of the tooth fairy is to be able to release the old and be okay with doing that, knowing that something has served its time in your life, right? Maybe this is about baby teeth, maybe it's like about adult teeth kind of growing in. But it teaches you that every loss is a trade. Okay, it's actually a trade. I'm hearing it's definitely a trade off, because I'm seeing like the what's it called? The justice card. So this is definitely a decision that didn't come easily to you. It's something that you had deeply kind of contemplated, but it's a trade when it comes to the invisible realm and it returning gifts of exchange, right? There is a gift in a loss. That's what I'm seeing. There's actually something that you're going to be receiving, and it feels paradoxical. So growth always comes in small deaths, but the new is already forming beneath the old, right? Whether you're aware of this or not. And the presence of the tooth fairy taking place, kind of partaking in your third dimensional experience right now, is that she is with you as you stand at this rite of passage, right? It represents you're losing something symbolic, whether it's an old, I'm hearing, role that you've been playing in your reality, maybe it's an old habit of some kind, maybe it's a belief system, but she's here to oversee an extraction and allow you to receive a reward, okay? Making room to receive a reward. And she's kind of a blend of a trickster energy too. So this is someone who makes a loss feel magical. And there is something about this loss is about to be, I'm hearing it's kind of like a bittersweet energy because it's irreversible. It does feel like something happens again overnight where there is this essence of you just wake up in a complete new different kind of realm of existence where I'm hearing there's new apparent possibilities and potential realities that are in your grasp, okay? It's about what you want to do with this coin and what you're going to exchange that with moving forward. So yeah, she's a guardian angel representing growth of cycles. And it's interesting because we literally have Earth Angel here even at the base, right? And she's also an alchemist of exchange, right? When we talk about the Tooth Fairy, she's kind of someone that represents teaching you that surrender and abundance are actually linked, right? So she represents a guide of the keeper, a sacred trade-off that's taking place in your life, collecting what no longer serves you. And in her pouch, she carries an unseen blessing that will replace this. All right. So that's the energy that I was seeing. It's almost like the universe is compensating you with sometimes even more than the human can expect. So yeah, it's a law of compensation. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a message that talks about nothing that you release is ever wasted. It transmutes into new value. And again, I'm seeing like there's something that you keep checking on because once I open up these messages, nothing is a coincidence, and someone new has just moved in next door. So there could be something around new energies are literally being planted into your experience all around you, and they're opening their door like every literally 20 seconds. So there's something that you've kept checking on, like you've kept checking on this thing, you've kept checking on this thing, and you don't realize that the moment you kind of like release and step back, that's when you receive this thing, right? Because there's something that you're expecting, and I feel like it's a delivery, that's the energy that I'm seeing it as. But yeah, there's a reward for you already. So we're going to talk about that today and we're going to take a look at it. And also there's hidden realms of caretakers that you're being surrounded with during this time. Fairies, liminal beings, whatever this may be, they dwell between the seen and the unseen realms. So these are like plasma life forms that are crossing over between realms to assist you and interacting within your third dimensional experience. So I'm hearing treasures that lie in the unseen that are yet to be revealed to you during this time. So I'm hearing it's the reward that comes with this release. Okay, that's literally the energy that comes through, and they're tied. All right. So yeah, your growth and voice are being watched by subtle helpers during this time. And they're showing me the celestial helpers card. I forget the exact word in the Shaman's Dream Oracle, but let's go ahead and pull one of these messages first and foremost and just see what's going on. But yeah, it's like there's a cycle that you've gone through. It's a cycle of completion. It's a cycle of release. And there's almost like an integration of your past too, where you're kind of being handed, I'm hearing this new experience. It does feel like a new, yeah, timeline of some kind. More than that, it's almost like something major is taking place. The netcaster preparations come to fruition. I love this card. Now, it's very interesting. The netcaster talks about you casting your net out into this kind of invisible, ocean and sea of possibilities where there is something new that you're catching, right? There's something that you're kind of sending out into the quantum field. It's almost like a fishing line of some kind, and something has caught, okay, onto the other side in ways that you don't see. There's something that has been I'm hearing like entangled into your experience. There's definitely an energy that's coming through as well. We'll go ahead and read this. 42. It's a very auspicious energy. So preparations come to fruition, a surprise, a result beyond expectations. I'm not capping. I'm not capping. Look at this. What does it say? Can you see that? A reward beyond expectation. What's the first message that we had as we opened up, right? It was expect to receive more than you had expected, right? Or, this is like the unexpected taking place in your life. Anyway, a netcaster arrives to tell you to stop praying for the fish. They have arrived, and it's time that you cast your net, lest they swim away. Everything that you long for is within reach. What did we talk about? Like, this is literally at your fingertips. So Everything that you long for is within reach, but it has been so long since your prayers were answered that you have forgotten how to receive what is being offered to you. Put down the prayer beads and open your arms and your heart to rewards beyond measure. Cast your net. Look at that. The moment the door stopped opening and closing is the moment that the delivery came. And I told, this is something being delivered to you in your experience. And it's not arriving a moment too soon or a moment too late. That's another energy. Sorry, guys, this is okay, anyway, cast your net out. Take the next step that you have been planning for so long. Remember that the fish wait for no one, so time is of the essence. Heaven and earth are in perfect alignment for your victory. The stars are positioned for success. The only one who can spoil the perfection of the moment is you. If you ask, do I really deserve this? You will sabotage the magic and shatter the crystalline flawlessness of the now. The netcaster can arrive to bring you bad news and to tell you that you've been snared into someone's trap and must break or free. So there's still enough time to exit gracefully. This is also another message that I was receiving where you have to release what no longer fits to realize that the universe is literally placing something new in your hand right now. However, I was receiving a childhood memory around double teeth. So I don't know if you guys remember this, and maybe it's not happened to everyone, but if you don't release the baby teeth, then the adult tooth can just start growing, and the baby tooth will be waiting to be released. But there's too many. It's overcrowded. It's an overcrowded situation where the adult tooth will start growing behind the baby tooth that is waiting to be kind of removed, and it represents kind of the soul demanding room in some aspect of your life, but the old tooth has clung on until it has to be forcibly removed. And there is something that feels like you've actually had to physically remove yourself possibly from certain just ways of being, okay, or ways of doing, or certain environments. This is what I'm seeing for you, and even the environment that you create for yourself where your belief systems can I'm hearing even the reinforced thought systems can keep you bound to very specific realities and ecosystems that are resonant with that vibration. And there is something about a new vibration of thought, a new quality of thought that you have, a new way that you're relating to your journey on earth. And this is just releasing outdated roles in some way. And the new adult tooth that's forming represents the new self that's forming within you. It's a self that chooses love. I'm hearing, especially when it comes to devotion, specifically, I was hearing discipline, but then they said devotion. So there is something about discipline and devotion being two of the same. It's the way that you consistently show up for yourself with action. And I'm hearing your non-action also being an action, right? That maybe listening to the fearful voice inside of you and choosing that to dictate whether you do or do not take action towards maybe a very specific vision or creative spark that you have. So yeah, this is about momentum that you're building in your journey. I'm hearing there's more momentum that is built. Right, that's kinetic energy. It's your action supporting this vision. It's the action supporting the calling of the soul during this time where there is soul growth. So there is an act of kind of pulling out baby teeth, which is a conscious decision to let go of something that doesn't feel authentic or aligned with your highest expression. It's almost what would the highest expression of yourself look like, right? What would your higher self do or handle or navigate the situation? I'll give you guys an example. Yesterday, I was tired, right? I was really, really tired. And I was sitting on the couch and I was dressed for the gym and I was yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm going a lot, right? But I was I'm just feeling really tired. And there was a split of timelines in that decision. I was okay, there's a version of myself that just sits and rests on this couch, and there's also a version of myself that just gets up and goes in the moment. And I was going on Instagram and I saw this message that came through, and it talks about every time you do something that's uncomfortable in your life, you're building new neural networks within your brain, right? Every time, let me go ahead and find it for you because this is coming up very strongly. Hold on. So your brain, here it is. Your brain rewires itself every time you push through discomfort. And this is something that you're being invited to do during this time. And it may be uncomfortable, right? There could be discomfort in your comfort zone or clinging on to something that is familiar. And again, teeth represent your identity in the metaphysical realm, right? So maybe this is a way that you've always done things that you kind of identify with. And anyway, it goes on to talk about recent neuroscience shows that resilience is more than just a mindset. It's measurable brain circuits that get stronger every time you face challenges directly. Just like muscles that grow through resistance training, your brain builds each time you work through a difficult situation. And the science is when you push through discomfort instead of avoiding it, specific parts of your prefrontal cortex, right, which is the decision making aspect of your brain, it's like Neo moving through this matrix, becomes active. And over time, these areas grow stronger through neuroplasticity. So this is not just willpower, it's real physical rewiring of your brain, which requires you to actually act, right? It requires you to, I'm hearing, solidify these new ways of being until it becomes your new normal. So, again, I had to decide in that moment. I was like, you know what? And this I was like, I'm going. I was like, yeah, there's just something that you're going to have to kind of ease yourself into. That's what it feels like. So it talks about the prefrontal cortex. It's like your brain's CEO, right? So that's basically you making the executive decision to take leadership over your life, right? And it regulates your emotions and again makes decisions. And then you have the hippocampus, which is responsible for processing memory, and it helps you learn from your experiences, right? You've seen what has happened when you've stayed in situations that could be familiar but also leave you feeling unfulfilled, right? Or you can kind of push yourself beyond your comfort zone and realize that even if you stay within your comfort zone, there would be some kind of discomfort that I knew if I stayed home, I would have definitely felt uncomfortable in that situation, because I know that there's a different way that I can be showing up for myself, mentally, physically, emotionally, where you begin to consciously choose and apply. Again, I feel like this is just consciously choosing. This is about a conscious choice that you're making. And the amygdala is the alarm system that detects the threat. And it goes on to talk about, this is the part of yourself that sounds the alarm, right? It's the fight or flight response. It's where challenge appears in your life and it makes you feel uncomfortable. I'm hearing the challenge is to rise up and meet yourself and meet the best version of yourself, right? And the prefrontal cortex evaluates the threat rationally. You choose action over avoidance in that moment, right? It's choosing love over fear. I'm hearing even again, that discipline and devotion over procrastination at this stage in your life, because the longer that you hold on to the ways of navigating this construct that just no longer feel aligned with you, the longer you also postpone the good from coming in. And I'm hearing this is like a result of some kind. And the next challenge becomes easier to handle because, again, you're reinforcing through repeated action a new neural network that you're forming in your brain, right? Eventually, at first it feels uncomfortable. That's what neuroplasticity is all about. But eventually that reinforced, action that you keep reinforcing creates this new momentum. I'm hearing it builds new bridges internally in regards to the way that you just think and feel about your experience on earth. And I'm hearing you kind of ease into this new beginning. And eventually it becomes more than just a habit. It becomes a part of who you are. And I'm hearing you're becoming this fluid being, right? This high vibrational being, which is to become more non-physical. It's to kind of move through this existence in a more detached, but also magnetic way. And it talks about, this is the part that made me go to the gym, right? It says real world application, every workout you don't skip, difficult conversation you have, even if that's with yourself, right? Or fear you face literally builds stronger neural pathways for future challenges. And this is about building a resilient circuit of some kind. So yeah, maybe I had to bring that up. Maybe that's specific for you, but it's about handling future challenges. So there's something that you're being equipped to. There's something that you may not even fully realize as well right now, in regards to how this has actually been preparing you for future conscious decisions, right? Really when it comes to applying your free will in this moment. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue before I get completely sidetracked. It's a conscious decision to let go of some kind of unauthentic structure, okay, and allow something else to take its place. So this mirrors your life initiation during this time where old structures could still try to hang on, but your new growth is already here and it is pressing from behind. So space must be made, right? Anyway, back to Netcaster. The message is to bide your time until the conditions are right. Go to your place of stillness, deep quiet, and watch for the signs a new opportunity has arrived. Right now, you are patient because you feel that things will go your way. Learn to be patient with the people and situations that are more challenging. So, again, this is about really knowing that it's time to kind of wiggle free from just ways of being that have really held you back in some way. And this shows that there is a transition that's taking place, and it's part of your natural evolution cycle, right? To evolve, we must change. To change, we must grow. And that growth sometimes comes with growing pains, right? And eventually, that growth over time leads to evolution. So, this is just new ways of moving through this existence where you're evolving into an unrecognizable version of yourself, where those around you are no longer recognizing you. Oh, and this is another message. Maybe this is a rite of passage within itself, because I was receiving a message right before this that it's better to become a stranger to those around you than to continue to be a stranger to yourself. And this is about you realizing that you were slowly changing before everyone's eyes, and there's an old version of yourself that you now, I'm hearing, are estranged from. Okay, there's a version of yourself that you no longer feel connected to on a soul level, and it's because that way of being, I'm hearing, is not going to align you with where it is that you want to go. In order to go where it is that you want to, you have to be willing to do things that you haven't done before. And I'm hearing that's you answering the calls of the soul for exploration. Okay. Now, and I'm hearing answering the expiration as well. So there is almost something that's expiring. That's what it feels like. And yeah, this could be something that was once painful, maybe even strange, or maybe there was a level of resistance there, but it was necessary, right? Otherwise, your adult teeth cannot really align properly. So this is the spirit saying that this same pattern that repeats in adulthood happens in higher forms. You're once asked again to clear what no longer belongs so that your adult teeth can grow through, right? This is where you can mature your gifts in a way that was previously neglected. This is where you are really able to emerge as a new version of yourself. And that's what it feels like is going on for you during this time. So yeah, there is an initiation that's taking place in your life. There is a gift, there is something new that's drawing near, and it feels like new realities that are in resonance with the current frequency that you're now operating in. Okay. And I'm hearing operating under, right? So it feels like there's new physical laws that you're operating under, and those physical laws are subject to new universes that you're getting to explore. I'm hearing that you're now eligible for, because the key is vibration. The key is the embodiment. You are the key to move freely between realms, and it really is about the things that you're embodying, the action that you're taking, and also your inaction that will also have a consequence. Okay. So yeah, adult teeth. There is something new that's forming. Not sure what it is, but it's something that is resonating with new experiences. Okay, I'm hearing you're on resonance now with new experiences. And this is where the magic arrives, right? The magic is with Wellsong deja vu. It's moments of realization. It's moments of synchronicity that are occurring in your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a Cosmos Oracle message, and then I'm going to take a look at this guide specifically. Selective shield. Selective shield talks about you get to choose what penetrates your field. Okay. Now, with density, this is literally about ways of being that have weighed you down in some way. Now, I was literally talking about this, so it feels like this guide is not just it's very, very powerful, because I literally had this message the other day. It was like gatekeepers that are guarding these new time dimensions that you're entering into, and a gatekeeper serves as a piece of the puzzle that is you. And I'm hearing this is a complex internal realignment that's taking place, like a very intricate realignment that's taking place. And there are small things that you're being asked to do right now. Okay, I'm hearing there's small things that your soul is asking you to do right now that are going to lead to major transformations that occur in your life. That's the energy that's coming through. And this is your auric field. So this is something that's no longer weighing you down. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue, because this just kind of came out as a side message. Okay, let's see. We have spectrum. So this is going to be opening you up to a new spectrum of experiences. Also, spectrum talks about, you know, higher bandwidths of frequency light, right? Higher spectrums of light. So I'm seeing this as, you know, higher bandwidths that you may not be able to look at with your physical eyes, but I'm hearing you're able to witness like the physical changes and transformations. Okay. And I'm also seeing this as invisible changes that have been going on within you, but it's felt through your vibration, it's felt through your frequency. So the ability to see and perceive the full range of energy. A group of photons divided by diffraction in several bands of color when passed through an optic prism. This talks about encountering an obstacle or passing through a crack. The portal is to investigate the 7 virtues. Okay, so this talks about even the moon changes phases every 7 days. So there is something that's derived from the appearance. It shows us that there's much more than we can see with the naked eye, which is literally what we spoke about. So this is things that you don't see, okay, with the human eyes, but you're able to see with the lens of the soul. Okay, so this is changes that you're witnessing on a soul level. I'm hearing on a cellular level as well. That's like a strong energy. So this isn't something that's apparent, okay? Again, you don't see how the new things that are being replaced into your experience just yet. You'll see the effect of it, okay? There's something, again, you don't see the delivery man come from what happens from point A to point B, but you see the arrival of something new. So there's something new that you're about to witness that's arriving into your reality as a result of the internal invisible transformations that have occurred within you, okay? Yeah, you know what it is? Oh, that was a message that it was like okay, the product of your life is the result of everything that you do or do not do. And I'm hearing you can't see specifically the belief systems that somebody holds when you first look at them, but when you begin to observe the way that they carry themselves, also I'm hearing the effect of their life and the result of that, you see their belief systems through, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you can see the belief systems based upon the results of a package. Let's say that, like a package. And there's something about a new package that is your life. Like, again, something that's collapsing into your experience as a result of who you've become. Okay, as a result of who you've become. And I was seeing this message the other day, you know, it's like the internal work that you're doing is not necessarily to accumulate things in the external, but the reward is in who you become. Okay, not in what you receive. And there's something about you receiving something because of who you've become. The person that is able to go through this cycle of releasing. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. I want to take a look at something specific here. There was something specific that I was going to take a look at. Okay, let's take a look at what you're receiving. Flexibility. The egg of a new experience. Let's see also. Flexibility talks about not sticking to, again, rigid notions. Something that you're receiving and that you're allowing yourself to receive is the ability to be flexible. I'm hearing even in the ways that this comes to you. And I'm hearing this is the ways that the universe wants to deliver this thing to you, because I'm hearing you don't instruct the tooth fairy to, you know, take this tooth and place the coin under the left or the right side of the pillow, or if it's in the center. All right, there's something that you cannot instruct in this way. It will happen how it happens. Third chakra archangel Chamuel, and you must be confident and trust that you will receive exactly what you need to. Okay, I'm hearing not in the way that you always want to, but in the way that you need to. Daughter value here at the base, right? Daughter value is literally about receiving something tangible in your reality. Let's go ahead and read Chamuel here, 37. Emotions of desire, life force energy. So this talks about the issues here resolve around emotions and desire of your personal energy. When this card appears upright, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. So there's something that you should be very, very enthusiastic in regards to. It's a great time to move forward with completion towards your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you to direct your energy in a focused and purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so go for it. Right, so again, this is feeling excitement for all that you do and all in which you are already making room to receive. Right, that's a strong energy, and being flexible in the ways that you will receive this. So this feels like many forms of abundance that is going to be revealing itself to you in your reality. Let's go ahead and take a look at specifically this tooth fairy. Because I'm hearing it's delivered exactly in how the soul needs. Okay, so this does not make mistakes. An 8 of Pentacles energy is someone that's been assigned, okay? And I'm talking like a very specific guide, a very specific energy that's encoded into your field that does not make mistakes. Okay, they've studied for this moment. And you can tune into this guide that's already encoded into your field. All right, you don't need me so that you can connect with this energy. Like, this is already encoded into your field. Once you become conscious of that, you can be able to have that into communication, okay, and streamline these different currents of information. But yeah, this is looking at the small and finer details that you don't see right now, okay? This is kind of crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's. This is someone that doesn't make mistakes. 8 of Pentacles energy is a mastery, okay? Mastering a skill or talent. And this specific invisible force has mastery in, I'm hearing, its delivery process, okay? It has a mastery in its delivery process. This is the energy that you must trust right now. Okay, let's go and see. Does not make mistakes. 5 of Pentacles reversed. You may be feeling left out right now. You may be feeling like, does the universe see me? But again, you are the key, right? You are the key to move freely between realms. You are the key to move freely between dimensions. So there's something about how you relate to death. This is what I would say, okay? How you relate to sacrifices. You may be like, okay, I'm making the sacrifices, you know, 6 of Swords energy, right? There's something that I'm releasing during this time to make room to receive, but I don't necessarily see what's on the other side of the door. And what you don't see with the 6 of Swords behind it is the Wheel of Fortune, right? You don't see that destiny waits you on the other side of this door. Fortune's wheel and a turn that you do not expect occurs, right? And this is about a paradigm shift that must take place. And I've spoken about this, right? So your vibrational state at the time of death is going to dictate what it is that you will go on to experience. And the energy that I was receiving is that you must change your relationship to death. You must change your relationship to endings, realizing that death is not the end. It's only a new beginning, often in disguise. And an energy that's coming through is your vibrational state at the time of death is very, very, I'm hearing, apparent in your current thought patterns, in your current behavior, in your current embodiment. And there is, how do I say this? Things have gone quiet. And you may be questioning the order of things right now. But it's teaching you self-trust, and it's allowing you to cultivate a stronger relationship to your faith. And faith is a verb, it's not a noun. So it requires action and follow through towards things that you may not be able to look at right now in your reality, but you can see with the eyes of the soul. And to realize that this is definitely not a mistake, okay? I'm hearing to remember that this release is a portal. It's a decision that represents a portal in your life. A portal is an exit and entry point. You exiting, or I'm hearing opening up a portal for something to exit from your life, is a direct entry point. There is a portal that you're stepping through. That's literally what it feels like. And it feels like you're a walking portal. You're a walking portal. I don't know, this is huge. Like, this is huge. Right, let's close out with one message. Let's get one of these. The divine matrix, interconnectedness, God instances. There's no such thing as coincidences. That's what it talks about. This is things that can only be explained as magic, right? We spoke about synchronicity. This talks about the interconnectedness in all things, okay? Something is interconnected when it comes to what it is that you're seeing play out in your matrix externally, which is a energetic projection of your own internal matrix. The divine matrix. Let's go ahead and read this. This is people, circumstances, things that are going to be making an appearance into your reality. And I'm hearing they're showing you the way, right? So everything is connected. Everything that was, is, and ever will be is tied by an invisible bond of energy, uniting every living being from the past, present, and future. This isn't a new idea. Every great mystic through the ages has understood that this is one, and now scientists are beginning to provide evidence of this. So this is a great interconnected lattice, right? A different kind of grid points. But the energy and the message for it is you are in alignment with the oneness and the inner workings of the universe. You are part of something great. Okay, so this talks about, again, there are no mistakes. Only happy accidents, right? So that means that you are greatness expressing itself. Not one thing in your life has happened by chance. Even when you felt that things have always been against you, a process has been unfolding, helping you understand your interconnectedness to all things. So there's no need to feel insignificant or lonely. It's also important to remember that the universe is always working in your favor and for your highest good. You may have felt that you know that nothing is ever lost, for we're all held in the heart of Source, and love is in our connection to all things. And I'm hearing this is about the connection to your own blessings. You don't see that this death is a glimpse into new dimensions where new stories get to play out in your life. You don't see right now that this ending, okay, and whatever it is that you're releasing is literally the portal into your highest timelines, into the highest version of yourself, into a newer time that you're arriving within. That's literally what's going on. And you have to expect, I'm hearing what you're going to receive and the way that you're going to receive it right now, especially as we're entering into eclipse season. It's extremely unpredictable because this is about to happen in a way that was better than you had ordered. It's going to happen in a way that's better than you had expected. It's going to happen in a way that is far greater than the human can plan, right? It's like the human makes plans and the universe laughs, right? Oh, the universe laughs because the human thinks big, and then the universe tells the human, well, think bigger. And it feels like this is literally something that's being planned here, right? That you must be flexible in regards to how you're going to receive this. Cultivate self-trust in the times of the unknown, right? Cultivate self-trust in the forces that are working on your behalf in ways that you don't see right now, what's visible beyond the human eye. Let's get one more. We have 38 on the clock. 222 and 111, destiny. Things are in alignment, right? Things are in alignment. This is the things that you see and the things that you don't see. Now is the time to take inventory of your feelings. Are there any feelings of imbalance or resistance? Divine whispers are here to remind you that alignment that you seek also seeks you. Breathe, rest, and reset. destiny. Follow what you feel. Listen to your intuition as it helps guide you towards what it is that you're manifesting. The inner whispers are helping you to create all it is that you desire. Listen, lean in, and follow your soul. Life is always happening for me. I'm allowing myself to lean into what feels good. Okay, so major shifts that are happening in reality. 1616 at the base. Things may feel out of sync and not within your control. The whisper of the divine is asking you to remember that you're being supported and that your will is your superpower. Determination is your key right now, right at the base. So this is huge. Like, this is so huge for you in ways that I don't feel like you really fathom right now. The tree of life. What is this? It's your interconnectedness to all things. This is roots that run deep in ways that you don't really see right now. And we have guidance, right? So this is guidance that you're receiving, right? Guidance from your higher self, guidance from your guides that are telling you to trust the process. Okay, this is the part of you, the quiet, still observer, that's telling the human or the fearful part of yourself, right? One that faces challenges, and maybe the challenge is the unknown, maybe the challenge is the distance between the two events, and there's something that you're having to surrender to right now in regards to the form this may take place in. But there is an essence that you feel, there's an essence that you're aligned with. And I'm hearing it will arrive in a way that is harmonious once you kind of take a step back and observe the unified field of consciousness. Okay, there's something about harmonic ways where this is tailored for your very specific experience on earth. Exactly what it is that your soul needs at this stage in your journey. This will arrive in the way that you need it. This will arrive in the way that is designed specifically for you. So I'm going to love and leave you right there. This is quite cryptic, to be honest with you. Like, this is definitely a very cryptic message, but always appreciated. So what is this thing that you guys are releasing, right? What is it that you're releasing? And do you realize and do you know that it's directly tied to a new beginning of some kind that's tailored specifically for you? So I'm gonna leave you right there. My camera is running low as well. Personal reading details also down below. We are gonna have a waiting list for October, probably by the time that you're seeing this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be opening up slots in September at all. And take a look also at Ultra Spirits discount code if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. That's going to be down below as well. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards Otter Wildlife. And yeah, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. And until next time, bye.